Good morning, good afternoon, whatever the time may be. My name's Natasha and I'm just going to be giving a presentation today on my research report, which was part of our assessment. My study was on the study or the difference in comparison between more women than men take up physical activity to improve their appearance. So let's get started. So just a little bit of background between, obviously, the research behind why I decided to do this topic. The difference, obviously, between males and females, or women and men, is majorly different in terms of anatomy and whatnot. But in terms of their reason as to why they would like to take up physical activity, there's a lot of different factors that can come into that, both emotional, physical, mentally, all those sorts of things. Exercise in general is carried out for many different reasons, whether it be for cardiovascular fitness, muscular fitness, body appearance, social enjoyment, lifestyle factor, all those sorts of things. Exercise is widely acknowledged to have a number of psychological and health benefits, as it reduces depression and stress and increases self-esteem and general health. So we all know that exercise is good for us and that we should probably do it a little bit more often than we do. I guess the research behind comparing males and females and why I felt that this was needed to be researched was because there is a little bit of info out there between, why specifically women exercise and why specifically males exercise, but there isn't much to do with the comparison between whether the fact that more women than men actually do exercise more for their appearance or for their body image. A few studies have been done. The self-determination theory, based on the readings of Decky and Ryan in 1985 and 1991, basically they discussed the different types of motivation for exercising, so whether it be intrinsic or extrinsic motivation, which have a huge factor on why people take up exercise. It might be intrinsic factors, so that it's things like personal satisfaction, coming from within, as opposed to the extrinsic factors, which are talking about an external source, so whether it be a social factor, body image, acceptance, appearance, all those sorts of things. Bit more on the background information. Results from another study which was done by Ryan, Frederick, Lepes, Rubo and Sheldon in 1997. They basically compared, or they revealed from two separate studies that they conducted. So first one with their study group was talking about participants in two physical activity classes, so Taekwondo and aerobics, so comparing that as opposed to participants in a Nautilus centre, so like a general fitness centre. From the study, basically, that they revealed from both of them that females were significantly more likely than males to exercise for motivation to improve their appearance and their fitness. So that really does relate to the study that I'm conducting today in regards to comparing the fact that more women than men take up physical activity to improve their appearance. In general, though, I guess the main thing behind this was trying to find out whether there was actually a difference between more women than men taking up physical activity to improve their appearance. I guess the two things that you want to understand from going forward from now is obviously my hypotheses and what I was testing to in this report. So this study basically conducts an examination between the hypothesis saying that more women than men take up physical activity to improve their appearance, and the null hypothesis being that no more women than men take up physical activity to improve appearance, so they're on par with each other. Going through with our methods, the study design will use the MPAM revised survey. Again, using that data because that was more specific to what I was trying to analyse in terms of people's appearance. Or women and men's appearance in particular. The questionnaire is intended to assess 5 strength motives for participating in physical activity. So the 5 motives are: 1, fitness, which refers to being physically active, of the desire to be physically healthy and to be strong and energetic. 2, appearance, which refers to being physically active in order to become more physically attractive, to have defined muscles, look better, and to achieve more and maintain a desired weight. 3, competence or the challenge, which refers to being physically active because the desire to improve at an activity to meet a challenge or require a new skill. And 4, the social, which refers to being physically active in order to be with friends or meet new people. 5, last but not least, enjoyment, which refers to being physically active just because it's fun, makes you happy, it is interesting, stimulating and enjoyable. So again, this was all conducted and put together by Ryan, Frederick, Lepes, Rubio and Sheldon in 1997, with that questionnaire being revised. Going right along, the subjects basically were obviously the subjects of us in the class because it was part of our assessment that we had to complete. So they were the students enrolled in applied exercise and sports psychology. Participants were both internal and external students. Students were asked to complete a series of surveys online, which conducted between 4 separate surveys. For completing this survey, the students received 10%, which went towards their overall mark. Basically, it was 51 for the sample size, age between 18 and 43, 21 males and 30 females. So the mean average age was 26.33 and standard deviation was 7.654. I guess the main thing is the benefits from this study will really outline the research between women and their motives to take up physical activity on improving their appearance. This will outline a lot of other mental health issues that might need to be further investigated for women relating to exercise. It might prolong things down the track, such as eating disorders, poor body image, which again can lead to eating disorders, having an exercise addiction because of being aware of how their body looks or how others may perceive them. I guess if health professionals were able to know if more women than men were in fact taking up physical activity to improve their appearance, then they would be able to develop programs, generate aid, particularly I guess from a young age, to be able to sort out the problem then and there, as opposed to it getting worse as they progressively got older. So from the results that we did through, for the results basically, after conducting the statistical analysis. So basically I went through and, did your normal, calculating the mean, standard deviation, was then followed by a t-test. So we compared the two between males and females, or men and women, to get the response or to get the result that we needed to get. The data was displayed in charts, which you can see in my report. In my presentation that I'll be sending through, you'll be able to see a results graph just in terms of the averages between males and females. So in terms of the results going through, after answering those questions relating to appearance, it was basically, I guess some of the bigger factors that I came up was more females compared to males scored themselves higher in taking up exercise because they wanted to look or maintain their weight so that they looked or felt better. More females exercised to define their muscles so that they look better compared to males, which I thought was quite surprising because normally it's the other way around. More females take up physical activity to be attractive to others than men. And again, this is the graph, obviously, that you can see, but I'll just spin my laptop around so that you can see that for today. So that's obviously the graph that I'm using as a comparison that you can see through there, as opposed to the men and women, and obviously females being the maroon colour and males being the blue. So you can see that females are obviously a lot higher with that. So just coming up to obviously what I was discussing in the discussion and whatnot. The study was basically designed to determine if more women than men in fact did take up physical activity to improve their appearance. Results indicated that when comparing men to women, basically the reasons for exercising is because that they wanted to look or maintain their weight overall, and it was an astronomical 83.3% for women and 72% for men. So there's a massive difference there between males and females and why they take up physical activity. So in saying that, yes, my hypothesis was proved correct, that more women than men take up physical activity to improve their appearance. Coming up to, or wrapping it up, so just getting down to the conclusion, I guess women who engage in physical activity to improve their appearance do so for many reasons, whether it be for poor body image, eating disorders, exercise addictions, and many other factors. From this study, though, I hope that it will allow health professionals to see obviously the raw data with the fact that more women than men take up physical activity, and that they're really driven by their appearance or their body image. Health professionals, I guess the biggest thing is that they need to bridge that gap between women that have underlying mental disorders, whether it be, eating disorders from anorexia nervosa to a list of other things, so that they can, I guess, educate the women so that they don't feel that they have poor body image and that they have to obsess on exercise. They need to exercise for the right reasons. So they need to exercise for health, well-being, reducing cholesterol, all those sorts of things, as opposed to being focused on their body image. It's something that we don't want to really focus on. And I think that if this is worked through for children at a young age, in particular, at schools, running aid programs, educational programs, so that children are aware, particularly women at a young age, even also men, but also women, so that as they get older, there isn't such a big focus on body image and being skinny and being, a size 0, all those sorts of things. So yeah, that's basically my report done. Just want to acknowledge a special thanks to obviously the university for loading up the data and whatnot, and a special thanks to Vin and Patrick for organising their surveys and for all their help. Okay, cheers guys, thank you.